gout's probably bothering you. How you all doing out there? All right. Yeah, it's good to be playing in front of you again. We were here a month ago. No, it's actually 2 months now, and it's good pleasure to be back. We'll be back next month too. But we're glad that you're here with us today, and we are the Naked Orchestra. We've been together. What can I tell you about this band? We've been together since this band's been going since about 1997, and that's a very long time for a big band out here. We have none of the regular support systems other than we are a New Orleans band, but we don't wave the flag too hard because you don't need to, because New Orleans is about music. We play music. So here is the first tune we're going to play. First piece we're going to play is by our conductor, Dr. Jimbo Walsh, James Peyton Walsh here. And this one's called Everywhere is a Now. Everywhere is a Now. Everywhere. Yeah, everywhere is a now. So we're going to get on with another tune here called Canticle for a Nullibist. Interesting. Music's very interesting because, you probably walked around the Jazz Museum here. I don't know if you came across the show by accident or if you came on purpose to the Naked Orchestra show, but either way, an interesting feature of music is that what you read about on the walls down there or see on the walls down there doesn't really exist anymore. What they actually sounded like doesn't exist. It's music that wasn't of your time, and even if you hear it on a recording, you hear it on a recording now with the ears that you have now. It's not the ears that people had then. So the music that you hear in your time is all there really is, and the rest of it we just read about. So we hope that you listen as attentively as possible to what is in your time, even if you don't like it. It's all you've got. This is called Canticle for a Nullibist. It's about people from another time, but you see, we don't know what they sounded like really, but there was a thing that they had called nullibist, which is someone who basically says that a soul can't exist independently of a body, which was, in that period, tantamount to saying you're an atheist. That's the way they got it across, and that's a nullibist. The canticle is a sort of religious intonation, so it's like a canticle for a 17th century atheist. This one's called 47 Ways to Court a Hater. It's possibly, it's the kind of thing the politicians these days are really mastering. I think this is more out of when I originally wrote it, it was more out of a more romantic vein than a political vein. But I don't know, a lot of my romance is actually politics anyway, so. Might always have been, because one of the features of the downside of all of our romantic stuff is it's, left over from 12th century French poetry, and they used to be employed by courts, to do their thing, and this is why we have it left, and now everyone's sort of, somewhat basing their senses about romance on things that the only people with power in Europe used to hire poets to do. So, you might think about that. You could invent your own entire system for romance rather than borrowing it from any of the stuff that we still have hanging around as detritus from the 12th century. I do my best here to help you all out with we have a hangover from the past that people are a lot of time unaware of. That's wasting all of our time in the present, where we have new technology and new brains. Ignore I mean the technology in the brain. I don't mean the technology that you buy at the Apple Store, which we all have. Thank you. So, okay, this is called 47 Ways to Court a Hater. This one's called Broken Light. So you'll notice also that if you were out perusing the wares in the museum, that one of the features of the music that you're looking at down there is they often talk about improvisation and improvising, of course, which is something that takes a form, different forms all over the world, and it's really great to get together in the afternoon with a bunch of people who can do it all together, and so a great deal of this music is that. And so occasionally we spend a lot of time talking about music, which some people are averse to, as well as talking about what we're going to do, get some concepts together, or not talk to each other at all. Some people that's their concept. I got to work with a lot of people who are like, never talk about it. You know? All right, fine, fair enough. We'll never talk about it. That doesn't mean you're doing more improvisation, though. That's I should actually say who these people are. That was quite a moment. You know, like I said, we can't tell what's going to happen out here. So that was Tim Sullivan playing that incredible turn.
Yeah.
swooping in. We are still in the times of COVID, and it's great because there's great people around. Derek Doge couldn't make it today because he had COVID. So luckily Tim was right there, and he did the gigs. Done the gigs so great the last few times, and it's great to have him down. So, to my left, Joe Cabral on the baritone saxophone. And right beside him, the Globetrotter, I'm glad she's got the next couple of gigs with us, that's Aurora Nealand on the alto saxophone. Yeah, right by Tim there is Martin Krusch. Over there in the back, that's Nobuo Ozaki playing bass. Doug Garrison on the drums. On the far left there, that's Jeff Albert on the trombone. And the other brass instrument next to him is John Culbreth playing trumpet. And then this very unusual woodwind outfit that we have for a larger ensemble here. That's starting with Steve Bertram. He's playing bassoon. Rex Gregory on the bass clarinet. Christopher Cole on the clarinet. Jana Saslaw playing the flute. And of course, Jimbo Walsh here on the conducting. And here's an interesting piece. Reminds me, we're going to get to some Ellington eventually because I'm a big fan. It's a big influence. But, one of his last records, fantastic record, but he does a whole opening monologue about how everyone is slowly becoming Oriental, even the Orientals. It's a very wild line. And of course, you're not, in that context, maybe, but these days the term Orientals become maybe a little bit of a hot button. But I'm just quoting somebody here, so I hope you'll understand that the mood of the thing is very important. So this is a piece actually from a Chinese composer named Li Qianhua called Empty Mountain Birds Singing. I'm a big fan of music, all kinds of music from out there. That goes everything from Jana, who here is a specialist now in K-pop, but also this is actually Chinese music. So, we have all kinds of stuff out from, is it the east? If you go the other direction, it's the west. You can't really tell. So here we go. So, Aurora, you want to take the solo at the end of this? Okay. You get through there, and then you just way out for more, then we play it out.
Zoom hang.
Eight bars in front of the paper.
Yeah. 8 bars in front of the paper. And I'm going to say, this is a tune, this is the one I was saying we're going to do by Duke Ellington, called West Indian Pancake. One of the features, maybe if you're walking through the museum, I feel like a docent, but you know, of the music they call jazz, you know, and now we get the museum named after it, is that it was a shockingly international music because the people of New Orleans, and New Orleans was a major global hub at that time, and we know we've lost a lot of the industries that put things there, so now it's a lot of cultural stuff, which is why a lot of, maybe you're visiting town, that's why you're here, it sort of model itself that way, which created some problems, but it's important to recognize that the musicians that made that music that we just swim in the what's left over from the pioneers, that they were very conscious of the world, essentially, you know, even majority speaking another language, and then that continued. The influence of world music is always there, and in feeding it and feeding back out to the world. So that's kind of profound. And so there you go. We got some Chinese music going. This one is called West Indian Pancake, which was a kind of thing down there in the West Indies, and you know, Duke Ellington made it all over the world. And I think this is a very wonderful, joyous piece of music, and you don't hear it very often. Don't do the 8 measures of the front. Just start right on. Just start right on it. Oh, thank you.
Right on?
Yes.
Right on the top.
Yeah, don't ignore that. That was some idea in rehearsal. Start right on it. 1, 2. Laura Neeland, Martin Krusch. We'd like to thank you all for coming out to see us. If you are in town, if you are from in town, we are playing one more show here at the museum next month. We're preparing to do a recording. We're going to do that next time. That's December 16th. If you're not, thank you very much for listening. We have one more piece here I wrote called Bacchus Got Lost in the Blues but Couldn't Shake His Greco-Roman Identity. And it's a true story. Thank you. Have a good day.
Good game.